Jake Leaper. I'm the game director for Europa Universalis IV. You might recognize me from the dev clashes or from the feature breakdown video. So we are very, very close to the release of Cradle of Civilization, the latest expansion for EU4. In fact, I believe the patch has just gone live to update yourselves to 1.23, the Persia patch. So named because we are now looking at the Middle East here. If you've been following the dev diaries, you'll probably know a lot of what we're going to be going over here, but we're going to do it anyway. I want to get everybody up to speed with what we're bringing. I have my eyes on the Twitch chat right here, and right here, 2 eyes, 2 chats. So if you have any questions at all about this upcoming expansion, I'll be here. I'll read them, and maybe I'll even answer them. You know, stranger things have happened. So straight away we can see there have been so many changes done to the map in 1.23, and all these map changes, they're coming along for free, whether or not you pick up the expansion. And we'll jump in and get to the meat of what's on offer there. We have got a ton, and we can go over this to when we're here now looking at the map. We've got a ton of new ideas put in for all the nations, and some ideas have been changed around. The Timurid ideas have been changed up. The Timurids, who used to have all of this land, have been broken up into their successor states. And we have the Transoceania with their own ideas. We've got Khorasan, Ajam, Fars, Luristan. If you want to, if there's a nation you really want to know more about their ideas, then just poke us in the chat right there. Wow, I see Nitro cutting in there with a question about playing as a vassal. Oocha, that cuts deep there. So, yep, tons of changes in Arabia. The Mamluks, they've been fleshed out. They've also been to the gym a lot. They've been pumped up and are actually the real contender in the area, starting with 339 development compared to the Ottomans at 319. Why don't we jump into the Mamluks? It gives us a quick look at some of the features that we have in Cradle of Civilization. Now, as I said, we're so close to release. I'm going to be going through features and answering questions until we push the big red button. That's going to make the game, or rather the expansion, live for everyone out there. We're being asked about Ardabil. Ardabil do indeed have their ideas. So one thing that we have, that we've added to the game is this right here, the startup screen. So when you jump into a nation, you're going to be giving the lowdown about their situation in 1444 here. You'll get told about the religion and what that means for you. For example, of course, we are Sunni. It has its own base impact, as well as for owners of Cradle of Civilization, you're going to belong to a Muslim school. More on that later if we've got the time. And I mean, time is really ticking away. I don't know if we're allowed to say exactly when it's going live, but it's going to be pretty soon. That was like a nod of knowing where I may or may not be able to say that it's coming out real soon. Also tells us about the government here. So we are the Egyptian Sultanate here with the Mamluk government. So it gives us some new interactions. We're told about this here. Okay, loads of questions coming in. We'll see what they're. Can I show Hanoverian ideas? It might be a bit tricky to string up Hanover right here, but yes, Hanover do have their own new ideas. And do Mazandaran have their own ideas? Well, Mazandaran are right here, but they use the Caspian traditions. And I think that's shared with Jillian there, and quite possibly Biapas. Yeah, there we go. Now these national ideas will be in the game right now. If you update your way to 1.23, the Persia update, then we're good to go there. There are people saying that it's live already. The update to 1.23, that should be live, but Cradle of Civilization, I have it on a hot feed here for when the red button is pushed. So looking back to the Mamluks, they, as we said, have their own Mamluk government here. So depending on who's running the show, they get to use their own unique interactions here. And who do they have in charge right now? So they have a Circassian on the throne right now. They were a fan of getting their Circassian slaves. I believe they ruled better. But what if he were to just kick the bucket, I wonder? Yeah, I know we're going to get vacked for using the console here. Don't worry about it. I know I'm not. So when it comes to the Mamluk succession, you actually get to choose who your new ruler is going to be. Are you going to choose somebody Egyptian? Are you going to choose somebody from one of your accepted cultures? In this case, Syrian is an option. Or do you go with a Circassian here? Who's going to be your Mamluk ruler? So if you go with the Circassian, you're generally going to have strong legitimacy, gain some army tradition there, and get yourself a nice Circassian ruler. But let's say no, we're going to go with an Egyptian ruler. So there we go, we've got Yusuf there. So your legitimacy suffers a bit there. However, you're going to be able to make better use of your government interactions here. So these ones depend on what your culture is. So let's just give ourselves a bit of a boost in these. They tick up over time. And you'll be able to use your culture progress here, which ticks up each year depending on the strength of your monarch. And so we can promote Egyptian government, get that all power cost, very, very lucrative thing there. You can also sell off slaves and recruit from your lands to get bonus manpower or money. So we get quite a lot because it's based on the culture in your land. So we have plenty of Egyptians to draw from, plenty of Syrians, but of course the Circassians, they are not ours to take away from. So I'm being asked, where's Avaria in this build? Avaria is right over here in the province of, and I'm sure I'm going to be butchering this, but this is Kunzia? We'll go with Kunzia. They start out as a subject of Gezikamuk, and there's actually an achievement for them if they can aspire to Empire rank and then go and conquer Hungary. Off the top of my head there, trying to remember all the achievements, I wonder. Oh, lo and behold, I didn't start in Iron Man mode, so we can't poke around at those at the moment. I presume the intro screen is for all countries, not just certain countries. Well, why don't we answer your question with another question? Do you want to be English? And if we just go, what is it, startup, oh my. A Swede has acquisitioned this computer and turned it all into Swedish. Who would do such a devilish thing? I'm trying to remember what the, those question marks. Trying to remember what the command is here for it. There we go. Kingdom of England, 1444. Ever since 1333, the conflict over who is the rightful king of France has been ravaging the lands. So you get some intro text about the situation again, and of course they are Catholic. You'll see what that means for them, their government, because the English kingdom here, there we go, it's a monarchy. And depending on what expansions you have active, you'll have different abilities open to them, like the English parliaments here. And finally, the environment. This is going to tell you about the surrounding area, Europe and the Holy Roman Empire, giving you a quick lowdown of what you need to know. There is a question about the formation of Armenia. Now that's a good one because yes, Armenia is now a formable nation. There's questions coming in, so we might not even be able to get through all the features we have here, but there are dev diaries aplenty. If you are at all on the fence about, oh, maybe I'll pick up Cradle, maybe not, which you totally should, by the way, then we've got dev diaries aplenty which detail everything that we probably won't have time for today. So there was a question about the Armenia formation. And there we go. So why don't we become? There we go. Samske, are you the ones for us? There we go. No, I was just a bit off there. The Georgians. Is it the Bidjis? The Bidjis? They are the. I'm sure we had an Armenian tag going about here. Who am I looking for? Aha! There we go. These are just the guys we're looking for, and we want MLK. So yes, Karabakh here, a good example, because they can form the Kingdom of Armenia. This is a new thing that's added in 123, and in doing so, which does require a fair bit of provinces here and your own independence, and there we go. It's for duchy rank, but you will become mighty Armenia. So that's one of the new things that have been added there. And people are also tagging us in to say, please press the button. I'm going to be saying this often, but the button will be pushed very soon. Very, very soon. And when the button pushing is going to happen, I suspect the team is going to come down so we can all pop the confetti and enjoy it. Of course, rumor has it we're going to be closely followed by another game who are also going to be coming in to talk about an upcoming expansion and pop their own confetti. But that's not for us to worry about. We're looking here at the Cradle. I'm going to pop back to Mamluk so I can get a better look at that map. People are saying, 20 bucks to press the button. Well, maybe we will. There are questions in about trade as well, so yeah, we can look over at changes that we've made here. You now have your own trading policies that you can set. So Mamluks have their merchants set here, here, and also here. Where would be the best place for us to look at one? There we go. So we have a trader here in Aleppo, and he defaults to maximizing the profit, which gives you a nominal extra bit of trade node power here. But you can also do hostile trading or establish of communities, which will help, if you go the hostile route, actually build up your spy networks faster or improve relations with everybody else who is present with a merchant in the node or has it as a home node. But if you have enough power there, you can also improve the inbuilt routes, and that's going to help you in wars there. Your siege ability and your artillery bonus versus forts is going to improve. And also, if it is in a trade company area, then you will be able to propagate your religion if you are of a Muslim faith. Now, we can look over to see where that's possible. If we look right here and we go to trade regions. So that means in any of these, if you establish yourself well as a Muslim power, you can propagate your faith there. You just need to have a merchant there and was it 50% of the trade share? There we go, 50% or more of the trade power. So we've gone through the trade, we looked at the Mamluks here. Why don't we look at the armies here, because we really wanted to focus on warfare for this expansion, and what we've done is we've given you a short-term and a long-term consideration for your army by way of professionalism and army drilling. You'll see we have an extra bar right here. So if you have a leader for your units, and that can be a recruited leader or indeed your monarch, so what a roll, what a fantastic roll there. You can actually start drilling your armies, and what this is going to do is build up an army drill value. So it's going to go up by just about 1 a month here for us. You can get many modifiers to affect how quickly that goes on. But why don't we just cheat a little bit, because we are strapped for time here. How about we get halfway house on it? So we drill our way up to 50 here, and we actually hit harder and take less damage. Now this is going to go down if you're not drilling or if you have to reinforce with some fresh green units, but it allows you a real solid punch when you're first invading your enemies there. If people are saying, stop, just push the button. Well, for one, it's not me that that pushes the button, so looks like it's going to be happening real soon from what I see from our internal chatter there. But that's alright, because we can keep looking at what goes on here. So you drill your units and they become stronger. Well, what else? Well, as you drill them, you can actually improve the skill of the leader in charge here. So we have Yusuf here, and depending on how much of the army he's drilling, he will actually be able to improve his own pips. So he might no longer be a 3-4-2-2, he might be a 3-4-2-3. So you'll get a wee pop-up if one of your generals have actually improved. We've also improved the way that you see what you get from your generals. So if we give ourselves an extra, I don't know, 400 military points, that sounds pretty good. It'll tell you the amount of pips you're going to get as base. It's just a wee quality of life change that we wanted to put in there. So you'd actually see what you're going to get. You can also name your generals. So I think that's a pretty good name for an Egyptian general, if ever I've known one. There we go, and he knows that the fire phase comes first there. So now Jake the Mighty can lead you into battle. There's actually an achievement, Narcissism, if you name your general after yourself and then go off and win in battle. So there we go. So we're drilling our units, our generals are getting better. There's the kind of short-term thing to consider. Are you going to drill up your units to be pretty hardcore? Long-term though, you have this right here, your army professionalism. Now this is something built up slowly over the entire campaign, or indeed kept rock bottom depending on how you want to play. If you keep your army professionalism dead low, then mercenaries are going to be more available and cheaper for you. However, if you build it up, and you will build it up by recruiting generals and drilling your units, you will make everybody stronger here. You'll get better siege ability and do more fire and shock damage. Additionally, at certain gated levels, you'll unlock new abilities here. For example, the salaried soldiers, they're able to build supply depots. You make your way up to 40 professionalism, you can actually refill garrisons. So if you take a garrison, you know it needs to be filled pronto. You can actually take units away from your army and fill up the garrison immediately. Conscripted army will actually allow you to regain manpower when you disband your units. That's at 60% professionalism. Get up to 80, you enjoy cheaper general cost, and if you get the full shebang all the way up to 100, then you're going to drill twice as fast, and your reserves are going to take less morale damage. So when you're in a huge battle, you got 100,000 on 100,000, and you have tens of thousands of them just waiting in reserves to join the fight. They aren't going to take so much morale damage as the war wages on. Being told I should have named our general Marvin there. Why don't we see what would happen if we had, let's see, not Ilyas Bey. That doesn't sound right, does it? And you can name these guys what you want there. Marvin, welcome to the fold today. He's a shocking guy. So as we see, he got 2 pips. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as it says, you will roll between 2 and 7 pips as a base. It'll also show if you have modifiers on top of that. Good idea is to check out, say, Scotland or Karakyunlu. They'll have modifiers on top of that. And people are demanding that we smash that release button. Well, don't you worry, I'm just here to carefully distract you until people are all set up to push that button. And then Cradle of Civilization will be there for all to enjoy. But until then, I just get to tantalize you here. And that's the thing, like, I've been enjoying Cradle of Civilization for some time. We've had it in development, been playing through it, and it's always good fun to do that. But now your time is coming soon. So as I said, you have these different things unlocking for you. So if we go for army professionalism, what do I want? Hell, I want the whole lot. There we go. You unlock all these abilities. You'll get a one-time pop-up when you clear one of these gates. And your army, the unit view even looks better. It's fancier, it's more gold. If we can smack it back down to 0, it's not so nice there. But as you work your way up, say we got 50 there, it's starting to look a bit better, but then you go the full shebang. Now we're talking. That's just the right level of gaudy for my superior professional troops. People are asking, and by people I mean one person, Jess the Paladin, wants to know about Transoceania. Another name that I'm sure I'm brutalizing here. But yes, the Timurids have been broken up into their successor states, most of which are subjects, for whom they have cores on. But then there's the revolting Ajam, who are already independent and indeed have their own subjects here, Ardalan and good old Luristan. Luristan is a popular nation for Starnan. In fact, he really likes them. And they've all got their ideas here, so if we pop over to, what is it, TRS, there we go. They get to enjoy their own Transox ideas here. Cavalry combat ability, prestige, morale and cavalry cost from the get-go. They'll enjoy idea cost reduction. Spy networks, artillery cost, tech cost, that's pretty nice. Some domestic trade power and yearly legitimacy. There's a whole load of ideas that we've added. I want to bring special attention to one response that made me giggle. If we just make our way over here. If I type things in correctly, that makes good headway. We've actually even added ideas for Tripura there. TPR. So I bet a lot of people didn't see that coming, but yes, we've made so many changes here, and the patch notes were up in their glory just earlier. And we've got a guest arrival here. Some people might not recognize this guy, but introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm this old creepy guy that or crippled guy, or whatever we call it.
So you've got a long history with this game then?
Yeah, since you were a kid. Well, it's 20 years with this franchise now.
Oh boy.
And I just came down to say congratulations on a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Are you Padawan still, or are you now a master in your own?
I don't know. Are there still always two? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's our design philosophy, like the Seth, always two there are. I've been working with Jake for, what is it?
Long time now.
Yeah, almost 2 years
Yeah.
now in the EU franchise. And first he was a designer, and since the start of this expansion, Cradle of Civilization is how you pronounce it, right?
That's right.
Perhaps you could teach me pronunciation.
Oh, no. If our viewer base is anything to go by, they don't want to learn our pronunciations.
Yeah, we could have a competition of who has the weirdest
Oh
pronunciations.
boy, I want all the Scots on my side.
Okay, I'm gonna lose. No, I was just gonna say it's been interesting to follow this, and I'm super happy with giving the project into your hands, and you have a kick-ass team. But
There we go.
good job as a game director.
Oh, why, thank you very much. So yeah, that transition happened just last month, I think it was.
During the summer sometime.
Yeah.
You've been in charge of for this entire expansion, basically.
So time to go power mad, really.
Yes.
But yeah, thanks. You're handing over your baby essentially here, because you've been around from the start on EU4 here.
Yeah, every single EU game.
Yeah.
And now on EU4 is like, yeah, I was supposed to be like managing people and taking care of all the projects and all that, but I kept coding EU. I mean, third Rome. I think I programmed most.
Yeah,
of the programming.
that was you hunkered down.
It's like last time I coded something seriously.
Okay, but I want you here to answer one last question that we have coming in from the community. So this will be the last thing you can possibly know on. Will you form Yugoslavia in EU4?
I got no clue.
No?
I don't think we have that's a formable.
Yeah,
It's a little bit out of the time frame. That's
exactly.
if you can form that in Wiki 2, I guess.
So we'll allow you to know that as like a send-off for EU4 then.
Yeah. So it's just a few minutes left.
Yeah, so we're very close to actually releasing now. And I think they're just tracing their fingers around the big red button through there, and they'll give
Yeah.
us the heads up when
Will
it's
there be
time to
people
go.
down here for the pop-up?
Yeah, the team's going to come down and pop the confetti when we're good to go.
Yes. So what did you have plans for the next 5 minutes until they do that?
Next 5 minutes, we've been taking questions from the chat and going over the features that we have in
Okay,
Cradle
cool.
of Civilization. So,
Ooh,
but we got there's so much that we've put in that we're not going to get through everything here before it's time to come down and pop the confetti. And then there's some other game that's releasing. I think it's called Jake Dragon or something like that.
I give him power over one game, and now he's like, you want his name on the cover of every game? I've trained you well.
Yeah.
I mean, but Jake, what's your favorite feature?
I really like the drilling of professionalism, having a short and long-term goal to build up your armies there.
Yeah, I like the professionals. It's so much that... Did you guys see the stream of multiplayer this Tuesday?
Oh, yeah. We're looking over how people had progressed with their own professionalism for their armies.
Because I kept forgetting about, like, oh, I have to drill. But
Yeah.
it means that I do not use mercenaries as much as I kept doing. It's like an emergency thing.
Yeah, because previously we would have like wave after wave of mercs. If you do that now, you're going to find they're not hitting quite so hard.
Yeah, and I was looking carefully. I think I even just exploit development twice instead, because I'd rather get the manpower to...
So if we wanted to desperately exploit Cairo, for example, you might be really needing that manpower or those sweet ducats.
Yeah, I use it for manpower.
Yeah.
But I think that the thing that most people use it for is probably the dip one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
sailors.
You never have enough of them, right?
Yeah.
So we need to get
You
more.
just keep hitting it all the time. Have you told our fans how long time we actually spent on designing this feature, or what we spent most of the time on?
Oh, I try not to spill the beans on that.
Yeah, well, coming up with it and making a good design for it was really easy, but it was like, yes, money on admin, manpower on mill.
And then you think about what can you get from dip. You can't just get more money though.
No, it's just, it's like, yeah, well, sailors fit, because it's at least situational.
Yeah, it was a good change we made that you actually have to use the sailors when they're out at sea.
Yeah, didn't we actually have a different design on the exploit development before we changed to the current one? I think it was.
Oh yeah, that was that was
management hell.
Yeah, and super powerful as well when you could like when it was based on your whole country.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, so we go through iterations of design when we're working on this because we have this QA as well that keep coming to us saying like no this is all the reasons why this is broken.
Yeah, I mean we don't discover everything at once when we think.
Sure. It's easy to think the idea that you have is the best idea in the world.
Yeah, but ideas are cheap. Anyone can come up with good ideas that don't work.
Yeah.
That's why you're a game director.
Well, how flattering.
And it's been an awesome work so far. And I really enjoy playing this one, and I haven't played it as much as I should.
Yeah. Well, in just a few short minutes, everybody out there is going to be able to play it as well. And we've been through quite a few releases now. I always feel that bit of excitement when we're about to push it live, knowing that everyone out there is going to be playing around with
what are they gonna say?
Yeah. So I mean, like as I said, when you play around, and if you think, oh man, this thing is particularly great, you know, just come to me and tell me. If you think, oh man, this isn't so good, you could probably still go to Johan then. You tell him about the bad things.
Yeah, but now it's you're all in your head.
Yeah.
But it's not just been Jim. It's a pretty kick-ass team.
Oh yeah. We've got a badass team, and they're going to be coming down in a few short minutes as well.
Programmers like Rickard, Henrik, Michael, Petter.
Yeah, faces that you've seen come down for the dev clash. You know, it
feels like most of them are named Henrik. We can't forget Alex that fixed the multiplayer things.
Oh yeah.
And Teamer the art and QA Daniel Kermil, Linda project lead.
Yeah, I mean we're the guys who are usually on camera, but yeah, we've got a big kick-ass team that works on the game.
Yeah, and Joachim must make the 3D art.
Yeah, Joachim on the 3D art. You might remember him from, what was it, Vandalia here in the previous...
Yeah. Which one is he playing in the current campaign?
He is currently playing as... Oh yeah. Where is
He's one of those that's not Russia.
Isn't he in Vijayanagar? I think he's in Vijayanagar.
Yeah, could be. I don't remember who's who down there. I don't even see that on my map. I only worry because I got Bratin and his minions on my team.
We have a question about adding teams in a later patch. We're going to see how it plays out with our stream and then get going. And oh my,
they are.
Teams coming on in.
All of them?
Do you know where we are on the whole button pushing thing?
Do I have a button to push?
They've got a button to push through there. We're going to get heads up when they do.
I'm going to hide in the back because I'm not.
All right. Who wants to get the other chair?
There is no back.
Petter, you should take the other chair here now that you've returned.
Yes. The prodigal son.
Yes. So this is the team here, and we've been working really hard on Cradle of Civilization. It's just about to go live. In fact, I think they are currently pushing the button down as we speak. So yeah, we're all really proud for it to be coming your way. They're just waiting on the confirmation now, and Petter here has returned. You may recognize him from previous dev clashes, but he's returned to help. Who shall have the honours? I rather think Linda should have the honours here.
This time, I'm pretty sure.
The project lead must lead the way.
I deafened people the last time, and I still can't remember how it works.
Kill us.
Put a hole through the...
Okay.
Okay, it is available and live. There we go.
I'm expendable now. Shake on you for.
All right, fantastic. Look, everybody out there, have a great time with Cradle of Civilization and the 123 Persia update. Go out there, get it, get 10 copies, give them to your friends. And we now have to get to work, I suppose, with the post-release fun. Yep. We're going to clear off and make way for the Crusader King guys, because they too are going to take this place over. But we've just made a massive mess with all the popper stuff, so that's
even
what
some in...
Yeah.
Oh.
No Molotovs.
No.
Not
So
this time.
we'll get to work on that and leave room for the rest of the guys. So cheers for joining. Go out there and enjoy Cradle of Civilization.